welcome back to the Fun Fab Life with Famina. It's New Year's Eve. Can you believe it is the last day of 2019? I have spent the last week really reflecting on my year, thinking about all the lessons I've learned and where I want to go in the new year. In this video, I want to share 3 of the biggest lessons I've learned this year. One of the biggest lessons I've learned this year is to ask for help when you need it. I learned this lesson early on this year. This was the first year ever that I was taking a solo trip without any kids, without my husband, since I've had children. I had everything planned. My husband was gonna watch the kids after he came home from work. I had asked my mom if she could come to kind of fill the gap between when my kids got home from school and when my husband came home from work. I had taken time off work and everything seemed like it was going smoothly until my husband had to travel for work. And usually at this point, I would be like, okay, I have to cancel my trip. I can't go on this solo vacation because who's gonna watch the kids? And after I went through all of these scenarios, I decided to ask for help. I asked if my sister could come. I asked one of my friends that were in town if they could watch the kids. And guess what? Everybody was willing to help. In my mind, it was this big obstacle where I had to cancel my plans and stay home to watch the kids because who else would do it, right? This is kind of the thought process that goes in when you have kids. And also I have 3 kids. So I really felt bad asking other people if they could fill in the gap for me when it wasn't absolutely necessary that I go on this trip. Let me know if you can relate, all you moms out there. So I decided to ask my sister, who lives in a completely different state and would have to fly here to where I live to watch the kids. And also she works, so she would have to take time off work. So I felt bad asking her to do that. But I did. And surprisingly, she said yes. Well, not surprisingly, she's my sister, so she would say yes, and she loves her nieces, but she did say yes. So I am so thankful and grateful for her, but also it taught me that I can just ask. I mean, the worst that people can say is no, but they can never have the opportunity to say yes if you never ask. So that is one of the biggest lessons I've learned this year. Lesson number 2 is say no without explanation. So again, I learned this from my kids, and it so happened that whenever they would ask me something, I would feel the need to say yes because or no because. And one day, my oldest daughter said to me, "Mom, you can just say no and you don't have to explain." And this was kind of a light bulb moment because they don't really want to hear the explanation. So why am I giving them one? I can just say no because I am the parent, right? So I just want all of you parents or moms especially to not feel bad when you say no to your children. I am taking this into my real life because you can say no to basically anyone without explanation. These are your rules, your boundaries. You don't feel like it, it doesn't matter. The answer is no, and that is a complete sentence. The 3rd biggest lesson I've learned this year is that my self-worth is not tied to any of the roles or labels that I play in life. And it would be things like wife, mother, employee, friend, sibling, family member, whatever it may be, my self-worth is not tied to that. And I did not realize that I had any issues with self-worth until a few years ago. And because I spent the last decade pretty much raising children, that I put a lot of effort and energy into that. And I know a lot of you moms can relate. I was worried about, am I doing the right thing for my kid? Always being there for them, enrolling them into activities and making sure their dreams come true, that I kind of lost sight of myself. And I knew this was a problem because as I got older, they would ask me stuff like, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? Because I was always asking them, what are you interested in? Would you like to sign up for soccer? Would you like to sign up for dance? Would you like to do this activity or that activity? And guess what? I was spending so much time and energy focusing on them that I forgot about me. And so this last year, I've taken control and I started to invest back in myself. Invest in my self-care, investing in what I like to do, figuring out what I like to do, doing new hobbies. And 2019 was really the start of it. I started a little bit a few years ago, but my children were still young then, but now they are older and they are well on their way to discovering what they like. So now I can be on my way to discovering what I like to do as well. I've stopped using words like I am so busy, I have no time. I have started asking myself, what is the priority? What do I like to do? Why do I like to do it? And these are the questions that you need to ask yourself once in a while to figure out if you are where you're supposed to be in your life. And these are the questions I ask myself. So I've been doing a lot of inner work, and this is gonna drive my intentions and goals for 2020. And I'm so excited because this is what I feel like my purpose is, and I wanna share with all of you. So I'm not going to get into my goals and intentions for 2020 in this video, but if you want to know what they are, be sure to subscribe because I will be uploading that video soon. So these are the 3 biggest lessons I've learned in 2019. I want to wish every one of you a happy new year, and I'll catch you in the next video in the new year.